Hey, I'm Diana Taurasi from the Phoenix Mercury, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
Every time they put out one of these top player lists, well, number one, you're always on it, but number two, each time you do that in a progressive 5-year period, does it mean anything different or anything more to you?
No, they're just lists. I think that it's probably more for the fans. I mean, as a player, I really never paid attention to them. I guess it's cool, to be honored in that fashion. So it's nice.
Did you look at the names? What did you think of the group?
I actually haven't even looked at the list.
So it's really not that big of a deal to you.
Well, it's funny. We were walking to dinner last night, and a couple of them were like, "Congrats," and I was like, "For what?" And they told me on the way to dinner. So, and then I had to pay for dinner. How about that?
Yeah, the least they could do, right?
At least they could pay for dinner. No, I paid for dinner.
So the way you guys are playing right now, it almost seems like kind of like an extension of what happened at the Olympics, because you're out there being such a facilitator, and everybody is reaping baskets off your assists, or the other way around, however you want to look at that. But it seems like it's taken some pressure off you as a scorer to just go out there and be kind of a playmaker.
Yeah, I think you got to be able to do a lot of things on the court. You can't just be minded about what you want to get done in a game. And I think every game's different. So, there are games where you have to score a little bit more. There are games where you have to facilitate and make sure, certain people get shots. Obviously, the way Skylar and BG are playing, but we got to make sure they get the ball in certain situations. And, and then we play from there. And I think, that's when we're at our best, when you really don't know where it's coming from. I think in the past, we've maybe a little bit been too, single-minded in the things that we wanted to do. So I think this year, obviously, it's a little bit more multidimensional.
And one more from me, the role players are doing their job too, even maybe better than they did before the Olympics. And now you've added Bria too. So that only adds to what you were just talking about.
I mean, Sophie's been doing a great job all year. I think Kia's finally found her groove coming off the bench. Obviously, adding Bria, she's been doing a great job, and you can't forget Kung Fu Petty. I think she's one. She's one of those glue players that she comes in and she does all those things that really turn the game for us coming off the bench. And I think she's really found her groove, not only offensively, I think defensively, the way she affects the game like she did in the bubble, that really helps us in a lot of ways.
Great, thanks.
I'll kick it over to Alex Simon now.
Diana, Brittney kind of talked about this when she talked to us before your last game, but it kind of seems like this team has gotten even closer in that time that everybody was apart when you guys went to the Olympics, but a lot of players went away. Since coming back, kind of what has been the difference in that sense as to letting this team gel the way they have and just go?
Well, I mean, obviously being healthy is probably a priority, right? You talk to any team, and if you're not healthy, things seem to be very difficult. But when you can have, your whole roster healthy and on the court and available, it makes a huge difference. And I think that's really helped us. We were kind of thrown on, into these road games and road trips really quickly. And, I think we've done a good job of making sure we're taking care of business and coming in and doing the things that, we're good at. And I think that's really helped.
And obviously for yourself, your shot maybe isn't falling at the level that you would want it to right now. But in particular, in moving that, how important is it to be able to do something positive? Obviously you play point guard, so you can facilitate, but when something's not going right, to be able to say, I need to help this other way.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've never really based, my playing on scoring or shooting. I think those are things that when you're young, I feel like you really base your performance on, how many points you score. And as you get older, you understand, there's so many other things that, that you can control in the game that doesn't necessarily mean you scoring. So, right now I'm just really focused on making sure we get on the court and we're doing the things that we need to do to be successful. And that's pretty much controlling the game, the pace, the rhythm of it, calling certain plays that we need to get done. So, my mind's not really on scoring these days.
And I know you said to Jeff that you hadn't seen it, but I can tell you that your teammate BG is on the W25 list. To kind of maybe not talk about yourself on that list, but to say like, what has she been impactful in the history of the league, kind of as somebody that plays next to her?
Yeah. I mean, obviously she's elevated the game in so many ways, on and off the court. Obviously on the court, we know what she gets done every night. And, there's still another level to BG's game. There's still, another layer to it. And I think she's scratching that layer every single day. So, now it's taking it to the next level, and that's making sure we get things done going into the playoffs, and then going in with a mindset of, of really, pushing ourselves to the limit.
3 dunks at the age of 30 from her. That's more than basically that's the same as the entire league combined. And she's hit
only 3. How tall is she?
Well, I was going to also say she's also hit 3 3-pointers this year. Just the expansion of game on both ends there on the offensive side, let alone defense, is pretty remarkable.
I mean, the 3 ball, I've been telling her for years to shoot the 3 because I see her shoot it every day in practice. I see her shoot before games, and I always tell her just shoot it. I mean, if they don't, just shoot the basketball. And she's an incredible touch around the basket. And I think you've seen that, now shooting 3 and, the mid-range game, if she can, slowly incorporate that a little bit more, boy, that's going to be a tough load for people.
Thanks, Dana. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, we got one more question here.
Being such a seasoned player, how do you stay light on your feet?
Obviously, there's a lot of things that when you are 39, the things behind the scenes probably are the things that are the hardest to do. And you got to make sure to do them every single day just to be able to be on the court. So I take pride in that. It's a long process, but, little by little, I've gotten used to it and I feed off of it. So, there's a lot of things I got to do.
Damn, 39.
Hey, come on.
I'm playing with you, D.
Damn.
That was my question.
All right, thanks,
Bryce.